sense, but Brian and Vanessa's baby threw up partway through the song. It had nothing to do with Nicole, I don't think. Okay, maybe move the baby back away from the piano next time. Okay, so, some of the Duet bros are over here now. Oh, look, they play actual instruments. That's nice.
That's good. They do have skills, after all.
That's nice. Boys, do you think you maybe, have you prepared a song for tonight to play in between the acts? You didn't. I thought Don asked you to play a... Don, what did you do? You want to try? Maybe just make something up. Okay. That sounds like it has some potential. Maybe a little faster.
Oh, that's nice. This guy, did you see his head go? Oh, wow, he's just leaning into it. He's doing the Alabama Shakes over here now.
Okay. All right, so our next performer, thank you,
Dude,
what do you
bro,
call yourself?
band.
Dude, bro. No, you're... Okay, make up a name while you're at it. Okay.
Transition.
We have George Sumner next. George Sumner. George, are you here?
George. George. Oh, there's George. Hi, George.
Hi, George.
Yeah. Would you like this mic? Yeah, that's fine. Unless you just want to yell at people. This makes it easier. There you go. George will tell us a story. Oh, good.
This story is called Coming Home. A minister had just closed a big revival in Udmith, West City. He stepped onto a train on his way home, found himself seated beside a young man. For nothing better to do, he tried to start up a conversation with the young fellow, just to kind of pass the time as they traveled. Noticed he didn't receive an answer from the young fellow. He said, "I'm a preacher, and I'd be glad to help you in any way I can." The young man, tears streaming down his cheeks, proceeded to tell his story. He said, "Preacher, about 2 years ago, I got so mean and ugly at home that my mom and dad couldn't do anything with me. Well, one day I even went as far as to strike my father with my fist. He said, 'Son, I hate to do this to you. It's going to break your mama's heart, but I want you just to get away from here. We can't do anything with you. I want you just to get out of my sight.' Preacher, I traveled all over this country for the past 2 years. Then about 3 weeks ago, I gave my heart and life to Jesus. Wrote Mom and Dad a letter and told them what had happened. Told them I'd be on this old train and I'd be coming home. Preacher, sorry. I'd be on this old train and I'd be coming home. Preacher said, "Son, how do you know you're going to be welcome after all the pain and heartache you've caused? We've lived beside these old railway tracks all my life, a little old white house. And out behind that house is a great big old apple tree I used to play in as a child. Wrote Mom and Dad a letter. If Dad would go out back and tie a little white rag on that tree and I could see it from the train." Preacher said to Son, "That's all well and good, but how do you know you're going to be welcome after all the pain and heartache you've caused?" Preacher, would you look for me and tell me what you see? I want to go home so bad, and I'm so sorry for all the pain and heartache I've caused. Well, the old preacher, not knowing what to expect, dusted the window off the old train and looked out. Turned back to that young man and said, "Son, you can relax. That old apple tree's in full bloom. I never saw so many white rags tied in anything in all my life. And that's not all. Out underneath that apple tree, I see that gray-haired old mom and dad waving a big old white bedsheet saying, 'Come on home, son. Welcome home.' And you know, that's just like God. No matter how we've wasted our lives, no matter how far in sin we've sunk, all we have to do is say, 'Jesus, help me. Forgive me of my sins.' And He'll welcome each and every one of us home."
Wow, thanks, George. That was awesome. I can't believe these young kids and their memories. They can remember everything. Youngsters like George.
I was a bit distracted by George's handsomeness that I could not listen to the stories.
He was a handsome fellow.
Yes, when you see him from this angle and he's looking at the kids, I was slightly distracted.
Don missed one announcement at the beginning. He said, Don, the one announcement that was on your sheet, it was, please put your cell phone away, Nairi Alexander. I think that was the announcement. No, we got it now. Next up.
Next up we have Just Hammer. Just Hammer.
Sama.
Jasama. Jasama. Oh, hi, Jasama.
Hello.
It's nice to see you. That's a very nice hat you have on tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your talent, Jas?
I'm gonna sing a song.
Okay, that's nice.
Talent is singing.
It's singing.
Yeah.
Okay. How hard would it be if I just looked at you and stared awkwardly for a while? Would you rather sing the song?
I'd rather sing.
Okay. All right.
You can stare at me awkwardly while I sing.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Jasama.
Oh yeah.
here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. Oh, at
Alright, we're Cookies, and we've been together since about 15 minutes ago. And you guys are gonna be really singing the song by the end of the night. You don't have to clap anymore. It's gonna be the same song over and over.
Might not take till the end of the night.
They should clap, I think, every time. So that was Jessalma. Another hand for Jessalma.
A familiar song to some of us.
Oh, yes, that's right, Cordelia. You know, that was Elmer and Shirley Thiessen's makeout song, you know.
Come on now.
Sorry, did I say that?
Family show.
Family show. Necking.
Oh,
Kissing.
still.
Courting.
Yes,
Elmer and Shirley Thiessen's courting song.
gave you one of these. Whatever that means.
That's enough. Oh, Elmer's going to pay the price for that, even though he didn't say it. All right.
Okay.
So we don't mind the same song every time. It's very lively. We like it. So don't apologize. What's the name of your band? We didn't understand.
The Cookies.
The Cookies.
Cookies.
Not the
Yeah.
cookies. Cookies.
Oh, kids.
Cookies.
My goodness.
All right.
Moving right along.
Next we have Terry Fair. Terry, are you here anywhere?
Very fair.
Terry.
Oh,
Oh, Terry.
there he is.
Terry, come on over. Come
Oh,
on.
he's finishing his beverage. He's a bit early. Do you want this one?
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Do you need a microphone, Terry?
What are you going to be doing, Terrence?
I'm going to show you guys some tricks.
Wow.
I'm going to see if I can make my hands move faster than your eyes today.
That seems fair. Sorry, I did a joke and you were already starting your act. I distracted. Okay, are you ready to begin?
I am.
Terry Fair. Terry Fair, ladies and gentlemen.
Clown gentlemen.
So I figured, wow, this is hard with the lights. It doesn't work with the lights, you guys. So you know what I learned a few years ago? I was in school and somebody showed me how to juggle. And I thought I should show you guys how to juggle. Because everybody needs to walk away from an evening having learned something, right? But I didn't learn how to juggle with balls. I learned how with oranges. You always got to use food when you juggle because it makes everybody more excited. Do you guys know that? Cool. So I can juggle. I'm going to just show you that it works. And a long time ago when I was in school, I started being impressed because my teacher would walk out to the baseball field and he was doing this with a baseball. And I thought, I got to be able to do that someday. So I went to college. When I was in college, then I learned how to juggle. So should I show you guys how to juggle? Okay, so all you got to do is this. And if you wave your leg, it makes people impressed. Here's how you learn how to juggle, okay? This is for real. If you guys want to learn how to juggle, you start with one ball, because it's much harder to drop all three if you only have one. And you go like this, and you just throw it up and down a lot of times. And your mom's going to walk into the kitchen, and she's going to say, why aren't you throwing the eggs around? And you're going to say, Mom, I'm practicing juggling. And you just do this for a while until you don't even have to look at it, and you just sort of catch it. And then you grab the second one, and it's just boom, boom, catch. You guys got that? Boom, boom, catch. It's really easy. It's really easy. And then you take your third one, and you say 1, 2, 3. Can you guys do that? It's going to be hard the first couple of times if you work on that first one, and it's just There's always just one up in the air, that's all. And it doesn't take long, and you guys are set. But every time I play with fruit, I start to think about stuff. You guys find that one thing makes you think about the next thing? Like you say the number 1 and you think about the number 2? Sometimes I have to. When I think about fruit, I think about like the Adam or the story of Adam and Eve in the garden, and they ate from a tree that had fruit on it. And he turned 3 today. So I think about that story, and I think, I get to the part about the tree and the fact that Adam and Eve ate from the tree and there was sin, and it starts me thinking about a different story. So I'm going to tell you guys a story, okay? Or I'm going to help you guys understand how God looks at sin, actually. So this is a rope. Does anybody want to check out my rope? Pull on it. See if you can stretch that, because I think it's too short. This one is the same. Who wants to give me a tug of war? Pull hard. Okay, how about this one? These are all really normal pieces of rope. I actually went and bought them from your local home hardware store. So they're like super normal. They're really pretty. Okay, guys, I'll let you look at them later. Find out. So you take your pieces of rope that are all very similar, right? These are like the same, right? No? What's the difference? Size. They're different sizes, that's right. But you know what? Here's where the story gets interesting, because these kind of represent the way a lot of us look at each other. A lot of people would look at you guys like you're young, you haven't lived very long, most of you are really good, so they would say, well, I haven't sinned very much, so, you might be sick, or you could say that the amount of sin that you have in your life is kind of equal to the little rope, right? And then you've got, normal grown-ups that are, I'm mostly good, so I would say, well, I've made some mistakes, but for the most part, I'm still twice as long as you guys, but I'm still pretty good.
And then you have Cordelia.
Cordelia! They've made some really bad choices. And we start to think, this is the way we start to look at the way the world is around us, that some people are so much worse than other people. But I want to show you guys something. See, when God looks at us, he starts to look at us a little bit differently. He, makes everything kind of look the same, right? Does that help? Here we go. Look at that. Everybody's the same now, right? Right? Are we the same? Are these ropes all the same? Here, let's see what happens. Let's see if they're all the same. I'm going to stretch them out again. See? That's pretty cool. I thought you guys said you couldn't stretch these. Woohoo! This is pretty cool. We've got that string. God looks at it, he says, okay, now there's that string. And then there's that last one. When God looks at us, it doesn't matter if we're young or we're old, if we've just, taken one cookie out of the cookie jar, or if we've lived the life of Cordelia. There's all sorts of crazy things that happen. So God looks at all of us exactly the same. And in the end, it doesn't matter if we see ourselves as big, short, or small. God sees all of us the same.
There you go, kids.
We got one more thing, guys. Hold on.
Hey, kids, don't tie each other up on those. Come on.
That's what I was going to say. Someone's going to tie something.
Your parents will want them later.
So then I think about that Pepsi, and it makes me thirsty. And I think all of this sin stuff is kind of depressing, because it makes you feel beat up. And I think, well, I'd love to refresh myself and rejuvenate myself. So I got a can of Pepsi here. You guys saw me drinking it, right? It was Diet Pepsi. Thanks, dude. So I want to see if I can't take this kind of used Pepsi and kind of bring it back. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? Is that going to work? Who can help me? You guys got to say, get better. How do we refresh ourselves? Did you guys know that the Bible calls, or that God calls His Word, the Bible, living water? That when He forgives our sins, that Romans chapter 3 says that He makes us all the way right with Himself. that we're a completely fresh and new person? No, sorry, dude, you cannot have a drink of this. Maybe later. It is your birthday, right?
Get cake at home.
Okay. This particular Pepsi is choosing not to rejuvenate itself. But that's okay. When God makes us right with himself, he makes us a new being. And you guys, regardless of how much sin you guys think there is in your life, if you guys present that to God, he can make you guys brand new and he can make you guys fresh. And that is a message that's always worth having. So now you guys know how to juggle and you know how God looks at you. You guys
So, interesting what Pastor Terry said there about the number 1 and number 2. That was, found that a little interesting because at my age, you know, you think you're going number 1 and then all of a sudden you're going number 2.
It was either him telling it or me, so you knew it was going to happen. Thank you, Terry. That was so good.
That was very nice.
Yeah. It's time to get my eyes checked. I just got these glasses too, so I'm kind of a little bit out of sorts. Next up, we have Animaniac.
Animaniac. Okay. So, oh, hello.
Oh,
Animaniac. So do you want to tell us what you're going to do? It's going to be a surprise.
I don't know. Have you been good today?
I have, but not Cordelia.
that is better.
My mother says I'm not telling.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay, number
She's not
7.
telling.
Okay.
So what is your talent, Miss Animaniac?
Did I not just say I'm not telling?
All right, get behind the curtains then. Off you go. Are you going behind the curtains? You need a mic. Okay,
Yes,
off
I
you go.
do.
All right. Now we're going to play a little bit of a guessing game with Animaniac. I want you to listen closely, kids, and then you're going to make a guess. Okay? So I believe the curtains are closing again. Am I right?
It doesn't look like it.
Curtains are not closing. And the curtain. I noticed one of the curtain pullers was eating popcorn over there. Ty was just filling his face with popcorn when he was supposed to be closing the curtains. Okay. All right. We are ready, Animaniac. Let's hear a big round of applause for Animaniac. Okay, I hear that sound around the home once in a while. Okay. Now, do we have a guess as to what animal that was? If you can't guess old lady, that is wrong. Okay, you, sir, what do you say? Nice and loud. A dolphin, is that correct, Animaniac?
Wrong. Guess again.
That was a human, by the way, that doesn't count.
2 dolphins.
No, okay, another guess. Yes, you, sir, over there. A kitty. Was it a kitty, Animaniac?
One more try.
Orca.
Thank you.
Orca! Who guessed that? Nobody wants to acknowledge that.
Wendell!
Okay, Orca, that was correct, right, Animaniac?
Yep.
Okay, next one, Animaniac, we are listening. And shut up for that one. All right, back row, middle. Smiley girl. Oh, you didn't know what it was. You put up your hand, but you don't know what it is. Come on, give us an answer. What?
Yes, it's a whale.
Good answer, great answer. Number 3.
What?
elephant?
Nope.
Not an elephant.
Man, I wish I could speak whale.
Oh my God, Liz!
Oh, yeah. Story! Mine.
Seagull, I hear a seagull. Oh, very good, kids. Now that you know it's Disney animation, now you're into it, right? Yes.
Well, I'm about to turn the tables.
Okay, we're ready. Okay, the bouncy girl in the purple cape nymph.
A dog!
It is a duck. Very nice. All right, Animaniac, next one. Miranda, what do you think?
A sheep!
Miranda says sheep. Is she right? Animaniac, Miranda says sheep.
Yes, it's a sheep.
It's a sheep. Miranda, nice job. Nice job.
Now, please don't guess this one until my act is finally done.
Do you hear that,
I've
children?
practiced this one to not stop.
No hands up until she's done. She will tell us when she's done.
Alright, guys, what was that? Oh no, you guys, I got another one. Remember, don't answer until I'm done, okay?
Don't put your hands up till she's done. She's not done yet.
Alright, guys, we're taking it to another mode. Uno Super Smash Bros. Alright, I got a few characters for you. Let's see if you can guess them.
Peach!
Peach, yes!
Now we find out who spends a lot of time in their mommy's basement.
That's right. Know how to kill, guys.
Okay, carry on.
Kirby!
Till the adults get it.
Okay, this was a four-part act, so please don't interrupt. I pretty much just gave it away, guys. Yoshi! Yeah! Alright, guys, keep quiet. I have one more act. Remember, don't guess until I'm done. Pikachu! That's right! You guys are excellent!
All
it passed. I'm okay now. There's a reason why that was closed.
I think we may need to stretch a little bit now as they clean up the stage. I don't know what kind of animal that
Dogs and cats and porpoises and
crazy
trees.
back there.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Animaniac.
Up next, number 7,
Aaron Taves.
Aaron.
Toes. Aaron. Toes. Aaron Toes.
Aaron to Evie's.
Aaron.
Come on, Aaron. Where is he? We're gonna wonder if you've done messed up.
Were you back there during all of those animals?
He was holding them down.
You managed pretty well, actually, Aaron, if you were back there the entire time. You look good.
I need this mic because I don't want to sing.
Okay, off you go. We're ready, Aaron. I like your hip-hop name, Aaron, by the way. That's cool. One more round of applause for Aaron.
Trusting. Okay, this works. I haven't done this before, so I'm trusting that this will work okay too. I'd like to do a poem. I call it, well, let's just call it the house. I wish, oh how I wish that I had a little house with the rat and the cat and the hole for the mouse. Oh, you guys, this is the wrong poem. I wasn't supposed to be saying this one. Sorry. I must have had a senior's moment here. So just bear with me for a while. It was supposed to be about a horse, not a house. So this is embarrassing. Horse, and now a bear. Okay. So this one will be about the horse. Now, I would like to do the poem called The Horse, written by I suppose it doesn't matter. Okay. The horse. The horse. Now it matters.
Real close, Aaron. On your chin.
Okay. Now it matters. The horse. 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 Yikes.
The horse.
The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse.
Thank you, Aaron. That was
Thank you, Aaron.
excruciatingly well done.
And if anyone wants copies of that, I believe it's called. Oh, thank you. Yes, right. Yes, pause, reflect. The horse. Very good.
I feel badly for Aaron. He practices so long and then he gets up there and can't remember a stinking line of his poem. The horse, he didn't remember that.
You guys helped him.
The house. There was also the house. Yes, that's right. Okay, so just so a few parents know, a few kids are unruly up here. And part of that was because of the horse, I think. There's a lot of popcorn throwing, so we're going to move quickly.
And I don't know when this happened, but it looks like they've torn up church pews and have used them as benches down here.
That's true. That wouldn't have happened in your day and my day,
There we
Cornelia.
go. Oh, here we go. Here comes Mom.
That actually wasn't my intention to embarrass parents. But it was kind of fun, actually. Okay, who's next? We'll just wait. The longer we wait, the more popcorn gets thrown, and then somebody else's mommy comes up here to kick their butts.
Oh, they're all behaved now.
All right, the curtains are open.
Katie wrote.
Katie Bolton.
He's
Katie Bogut and Kizzy Half Rosie.
Oh, those German names. There's umlauts all over the place.
Alright. Ladies, what will you be playing for us? Tiny little guitars. Okay.
We'll be playing my anthem by Christina Grimmie.
Is it your anthem?
Or hers.
Okay. So what is the song called?
My anthem.
It's your anthem. You've made it your anthem,
Okay.
even though it belongs to someone else.
Well, there's copyright infringement happening there.
Alright.
But we'll wait till it's done.
We look forward to it, ladies. Carry on. imagine what those two ladies could do if their parents could actually afford to buy them full-size guitars.
They really made it their anthem. Excellent job, ladies. The kids were enthralled. The one guy's eating all the popcorn and won't even need the vacuum at the end of the evening. Keep going, buddy. You got a lot to go there.
Yes, never heard of the 5-second rule. He's going to town on the floor right now.
Next up, we have another Dickens girl and company.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Sarah, in the back there. There's no spotlight on you, but there you are.
Who will be speaking for this group? Becca Corbett, excellent. Okay.
Nice.
No, you can use, you've got a mic right there. How many mics do you need? Okay.
All right. Okay, well, I'm sharing with you, but no, I'm going to hang on to you. You can just come over. That's uncomfortable, isn't it? It's so uncomfortable.
Don't take Margaret's. You need to have Margaret's, Rebecca, sorry.
Oh, you need Margaret's? Okay.
This is even more uncomfortable.
There you go.
The song is called Fix You by Coldplay. You try your best, you don't succeed. You get what you want, but not what you need. You feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse.
ask your younger friend what that joke was about. Okay, so it's time for an intermission, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take about 10 minutes.
12 minutes, I think, is the standard. Well, Dawn says 8.
8, 7, 8.
Okay, well, we're wasting time just doing that, okay? Have a quick intermission, we'll go do costume change, and then we'll be back. All right, enjoy.